All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who it is. Yours truly, Dr. Mike. Back again, once again, with another classic live stream for you guys today. Sincerely hope that everybody is having a blessed day because the good doctor is definitely having a pretty good day. And I'm glad that you guys are able to come through, show some love, and do what you always do for the good doctor whenever he comes to the live stream scene. Without further ado, whether you just coming in or not, guys, make sure you get the likes up for me. I'd highly appreciate that. And again, you know how I always do. I like to get my thoughts out first before we tackle the chat. So you guys go ahead and let me get my thoughts together, and I'll make sure that I get to you guys as soon as I'm finished. Official time check. We'll say like we normally do, 9 a.m. Philippine time, about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, 7 p.m. Central, and of course, shouting out to all my people over there representing that West Coast. You guys are checking in at about 5 p.m. If you're just getting off work, whether you're just joining the good doctor right now, he is happy to have you guys as part of his audience. Okay. Now, I'm gonna rip this one off like a band-aid because this right here is some like more of a personal type live stream, probably a little bit more personal than I normally am, because the types of things that I'll discuss in this particular live stream are things that have affected me or the people around me. Okay. So earlier today, I was on Facebook and I was scrolling through my feed like I normally do. You know, I like to check up on my people and make sure everything's going well with them. And I found out that one of my friends was diagnosed with dengue fever. Okay. Now, these are things that I feel you need to be aware of. It's an illnesses in the Philippines, more specifically, are things that I feel you need to be aware of. But I want to tackle the whole ideology of what dengue fever is, because this is something that is very, 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 very pertinent when it comes to you and your travels and visits to the Philippines. To me, it reminds me a lot of malaria because it is transferred through mosquitoes. A person cannot transfer dengue fever to another person, but it is transferred from people who are infected through mosquitoes. All right. So the insects and things that go around, flying around in the Philippines, you got to be careful with them too. No longer are they just giving you welts on your skin, they're damn near killing people. So when I found out that my friend had dengue fever, I did more research on it. I already knew what it was, but I want to talk to you guys about it right here, just in case you're not familiar with what dengue fever is. It is a very painful, debilitating mosquito-borne disease caused by any one of four closely related dengue viruses. So there are four different types of viruses in relation to dengue fever. Dengue is spelled Dengue, by the way. He said these viruses are related to the viruses that cause West Nile infection and also yellow fever infection. Okay. And it talks about the regions in which you can find it. Of course, it's in the Philippines as well. It says dengue fever is transmitted by the bite of an what I think is Aedes, Aedes mosquito infected with the dengue virus. The mosquito becomes infected when it bites a person with dengue virus in their blood, and it can't be spread directly from one person to another. So my friend was having all of the symptoms that are associated with dengue fever, and it's fucked up, guys. If you've never done anybody with it, I'm telling you right now, it's very, very fucked up. All right. So some of the symptoms of dengue fever include sudden high fever, severe headache, pain behind the eyes, joint pain and muscle pain, fatigue, nausea, vomiting, skin rash, and of course, mild bleeding. Okay. So, you going through the process, you can pretty much know if dengue is something that you might be infected with if you have any of these symptoms. Okay. So apparently my friend's been in the hospital for at least 2 days. I don't know what the update is. I assume they're doing just fine. But I say that to say this, man. None of us are immune to the things that go on in the Philippines, and none of us will ever be immune to bad things happening, which is why I wanted to make sure that you guys are definitely aware of some of the things that I feel you need to be aware of when it comes to your travels to the Philippines. And one of those is dengue fever, which again, in its essence, you guys need to be careful with, the insects in the country. You get bit, like I said, it's no longer just leaving that little itchy ass red mark on your skin. It's damn near killing people. And what makes dengue fever really, really, really bad is the fact that there is no vaccine for it. There's no real medication you could take for it. It's almost as if you got to let it cycle itself through your system. Now, I remember when I first came to the Philippines back in the day, I'm talking about early 2000s, my first visit to the Philippines freaked me the fuck out, guys. I mean, it freaked me the fuck out. Because let me tell you what happened. When I got off of the airplane, all I kept reading was these signs in the airport, the bird flu. And bird flu, like I said, back in that time was a very big deal. They were scanning people, as you walk through. And if you show high levels of fever and shit like that, they would stop you and take you and test you, and they wouldn't let you in the country. So, this was something that was going on back in the day. But I guess now that times have changed, it's no longer just bird flu that you have to worry about in the Philippines. Now you got to worry about dengue fever and other types of, illnesses and that could possibly go wrong in the Philippines. We could talk about AIDS and all of that stuff too, but that's an epidemic around the world. Many of these particular diseases and illnesses, especially when it comes to dengue, are usually regional by nature. Usually regional by nature. I'm not saying that it's actually just a regional thing, but it definitely seems to hold true in areas like in India and places like that, and in the Southeast Asian region. Okay. So aside from that, you guys got to make sure that you are aware. You got to make sure you put on your sunscreen, your mosquito repellent, and all of that shit. Because I'm telling you, the last thing you want to do is go on a vacation to the Philippines and fucking find yourself in a hospital. Trust me, I've gotten sick in the Philippines before and had to go to the hospital. It's no fun trip, guys. No fun trip at all. And then along with being aware of, making sure you take care of yourself when it comes to, protecting yourself through, illnesses and diseases that are going on in the country, you also got to protect yourself from, the pollution that's in the Philippines. I mean, I normally like to say Davos got cleaner air relatively to other areas, or correlation to other areas such as the city area of Manila and the city area of Cebu. That's relatively true. But there is no place on planet Earth in the Philippines that I would go without wearing my mask. You guys got to wear these masks in the Philippines to reduce your inhalation of the smog and pollution that's really, really fucking up the country. Okay. That black smog be having people fucked up, man. I'm telling you, I've seen people get sick off of that too. If you're inhaling that shit on a regular basis, that shit is not healthy, and it's damn sure not good for you guys. So that's definitely something you need to be aware of too. When you're traveling, like I like to travel on like motorbikes and trikes and jeepneys and all the public utility jeepneys and public utility vehicles that we like to ride in. These are the, you're basically exposed to the outdoor elements, not like if you're in a taxi with the window rolled up and stuff like that, or inside of a car, you're exposed to the elements. So, you're riding behind another Jeep, and I'm telling you, I don't know how any of these jeepneys pass smog test, SMOG. The smog test, I don't know how any jeepney in the Philippines ever passes a smog test. Hey, my man Derek, I see you, Playboy. Appreciate you, my G. I hope you catch your shout out on the playback. But I don't know how any of these jeepneys pass a smog test, because every time I'm riding in one of them and I'm riding behind one, this big ass puff of smoke comes out of the back of it while I'm riding, and the shit's just hitting people in the face, and people are covering their face and nose with their hand towels or their mask and shit. Shit's crazy. But then again, people look at you like you're crazy because you're over here wearing a mask and shit, and people think you're sick. That's the fucked up thing about the Philippines. You're wearing a mask to protect yourself from sickness or from any type of illness, but yet and still people think that you are sick in return because you're the one actually wearing these masks. So you definitely want to make sure you protect yourself again against the diseases that are going around the country, and definitely protect yourself against riding the public utility jeepneys. And also, you want to make sure you protect yourself from the smog. And again, we're not talking about women in this video. I think my boy Daniel told me, he's like, I think we should come up with, interesting topics that don't necessarily talk about Filipino women. I know some people may feel like your boy was going a little hard in the paint on the ladies, but ladies, I you. So today, this is just something that I feel foreigners need to take into consideration when it comes to protecting yourself in the Philippines. Guys, you got to make sure that you stay protected. There is no ifs, ands, or asses about it. You got to make sure that you stay protected. Ain't nothing gonna save you but you. Let me repeat, ain't nothing gonna save you but you. And like I said, I care more about your safety than I care about my own, because I already know the types of things that you need to do in the Philippines to keep yourself from getting sick. Number one, when it's hot in the Philippines, carry an extra t-shirt. Put that towel on your back to prevent yourself from sweating profusely through the back of your shirt. The Philippines is hot as hell. I feel like we are 2 steps away from hell when we go outside the Philippines, because it is just that damn hot. Okay. So when you're out in these elements and when you're outside, you got to do all of the things you can do to protect yourself from getting sick. Now, like I know, if you've ever been in the Philippines, if you go inside the mall, if you go inside any indoor enclosed establishment where they're not outside, chances are they have the air conditioner on full blast. Imagine if you're sweating your ass off outside now, walking, sweating, but then you go inside of like a Jollibee or you go inside of a McDonald's and shit where the air conditioner is on full blast. If that shit is blowing on your back, like really, really hard, that shit could cause is it bronchitis? Yeah, I think it's bronchitis. That's what I had bronchitis before because of that shit. Because going and changing drastic elements from hot to cold or cold to hot and doing that on a repetitive basis, that shit could definitely get you sick because your body is not used to going to such drastic change in climatic weather or something like that. So you got to make sure you protect yourself on that front too. What other things do I feel like guys need to be aware of? You guys can definitely leave some things here in the chat. Definitely make sure that you highlight me so I can make sure that I actually read it out and do the right thing by making sure I address the concerns that you may have. But if you guys have any questions about things you feel you need to be aware of in the Philippines or anything that you want to add to this particular video, Dr. Mike is all ears and I am all open, and I'm happy to explain anything in the Philippines that I possibly can. Got to give a big shout out to my man WARMACK WATERS. His particular comment that he left on the post that I had in my community posting about, ask me a question and I'll see if I made a video about it. You guys need to go check it out and make sure that you leave a questionnaire for me so I can see if I have a video made for it. But his question was, can you talk about the mosquitoes? And I was like, that's something that I definitely wanted to talk about, but I was like, man, I really couldn't make that into a video in itself because it was just mosquitoes. But if we talk about things that you need to be aware of and things you need to be wary of when you're coming into the country, that would make it a little bit more interesting. It could expand on the whole thing of protecting yourself and can expand upon everything when it comes to making sure that you are in your safest place humanly possible. Again, as far as I know, they don't really require you to take any shots. Like like I know that if I got my yellow fever shot before I went to, or before I was planning on, going back to Africa. And no, that's not a joke, that's not me talking shit. I really had a plan to go with my father to Togo in Africa, and that plan just didn't fall through. We were too busy trying to get some stuff together, so I had to get a yellow fever shot before I went there for malaria. And then when you get into the country, they give you malaria pills, so they know that malaria is a big deal and malaria is fucking people up. I can't really say that the same can be said for the Philippines. I do not believe that there's any shots that you are required to take for immunization. God dang it, man. That's a mouthful for me. Immunization. God dang it. I swear to God, I can spell it, but I can't say it. You guys know what I'm trying to say. To get immunized, okay? I'm making sure that you guys, take the necessary precautions to be safe in the country, because there are a lot of things to be wary of. And if you feel like there's something else that I missed, because I know there is quite a few things that I missed, please make sure you leave it in the chat now. I'm going to go ahead and run to you guys and hear what you guys got to say about the things to be wary of when it comes to, being in the Philippines. Okay. All right. I see my man David in the building. You asked me if it's grits or cream of wheat. I'm a grits guy, of course. Big slab of country hammer hot links. I will say hot links, my bruh. Where the New Zealand women at? You might want to go to New Zealand, bro. Hey, Ray, man, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you coming through. Bend over, I see you in the building. Showing some love to the good doctor. Ray, man, you stupid. Yeah, I had to get my thoughts and my thoughts together. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I give you guys some of the things that I feel that everybody needs to be aware of. Okay, I don't want you guys to just take baby steps when you come into the country, because yeah, you'll be relatively fine when you come through, but I mean, there are certain things that you may overlook when you come on a vacation or when you come to live in the Philippines long term. You may not take into consideration the fact that, jumping from climate to climate could cause you to get fucking really sick. If you're really sweating and hot as hell, all you're going to want to do is get into a cold place and cool down, right? Same with me. But if that cold climate is a drastic change, I'm telling you, you risk your chance of really getting fucked up. Trust me, it happened to me. I did. I think I had bronchitis. I think it was called bronchitis. Like when the phlegm hardens in your lungs and shit. Had to do a whole cycle of antibiotics, the whole nine, bro. But I will tell you, they do have some very, very strong, powerful antibiotics that you can buy in the Philippines. I will tell you my favorite brand of antibiotics, just in case you guys want to know. I just do not believe that you can get this one over the counter. The one that I use the most, and the one that is really, really helpful when you really going through some sick shit, the one that I always ask the doctor to prescribe me, is something that you have to get a prescription for. But they do have some that they may sell you over the counter. Of course, if you come with the right amount of cash, I do not believe that they will turn you away. But it does depend on the pharmacy in which you choose to go to. If you go to that commercial pharmacy, like a Mercury Drug or something like that, maybe they will not be as helpful. Oahu Dude says, if you eat street food, make sure you get the hepatitis shots too. Okay, Oahu Dude is giving you guys an FYI. Get the hepatitis shots if you want to eat street food. You know what? You know what's ironic though, Oahu Dude? You bring up a great point, but I never really thought about it. I had my hepatitis shot when I was in fucking middle school, bro. I don't know if I need to get a new one, but I never knew that I would need that before I actually went to the Philippines. But I already had it because they were giving it away at school for free. But I didn't know that I would actually need it for the Philippine street food. So I guess this is one of those the more you know type situation. Andy the Virgo, what's going on, brother? I know I'm late in the chat, but I wanted to make sure I get my mind right. Byron Hall talking about that yellow dust, bro. More like that black dust. That Philippine smog ain't shit to fuck with, man. That stuff will mess you. That will mess your life up. Tell you, that shit will not make you right. Oahu Dude says the air in Davao can be the worst in what? Can be the worst in all the Philippines too, especially in town around the Marco Polo area. Now, I would not say it's the worst in the Philippines, though. I think Manila still beats Davao by a long shot, and also Cebu beats Davao by a long shot. But you were in and around that area probably for a longer period of time than I would be. Like, you were living there, so you may have a different approach to it, and you may have seen some things that I am not aware of. But today, guys, we're talking about things to be aware of in the Philippines. I'm not talking about women or anything about women related today, guys. No Filipinas. We're talking specifically about things that you believe you need to be aware of in the Philippines, so that we can help those that are looking for the proper information to see to it that they get it in the way in which they need it. Okay. Hey, my man Byron, I see you, brother. I don't know if I shouted you out. Rona, how you doing, baby? Appreciate you coming through. She says you have to be aware that Filipinos are overly sensitive. Anything bad you say or do will be taken against you. Yeah, they're very sensitive as people. You can't say anything wrong to them. Everybody's in their feelings when it comes to that. Again, we talked about that earlier. You got to be careful with the types of jokes that you choose to say. You may tell your friend, ha ha ha, fuck you, and that's okay to you and a friend, but you say that to a Filipino or Filipino in general, they'll take that serious, man. They'll think you're trying to, what do they call it? Damn, what's that word I'm looking for? What is it? It's not saving face. What the fuck do they call it, guys? Tell me what that is when you like embarrass a Filipino in front of others and shit. Then they losing face. There you go. I'm sorry, losing face. Thank you. That's what it worked. But yeah. David Webb says drinking plenty of water, but not from the faucet. Yeah, you got to be careful with that. We talked about that in another live stream, but I want to get all of this information, particularly in this live stream, because I feel like, there's a lot of things to be aware of in the Philippines, and it's almost impossible to cover them all, but at least we could try. All right. So this particular live stream. I hope the people who listen to the playback on this, they find something interesting and they can add a little bit of content and value if they're not in the chat with me right now. But of course, I see we got 24 individuals watching. Thank you guys for coming through and spending some time with the good doctor today. Please make sure you get the likes up on this video. If you ain't never liked a video before, this is the video to like, because this is the video that's going to produce the information that I feel you foreigners and me too, traveling to the Philippines, things that you need to know. We've already talked about the food before, but the weather and also the insects and the diseases in the country, these are things that foreigners need to be aware of so that they can protect themselves in the proper way. I see my man, Mr. Chicken Choker. I'm going to call you Dub C today because, you know, I can't say that name without laughing. But I see you in the building, man. It's good to have you back. He says, hello, Dr. Mike. So large amounts of carbon intake is bad for the complexion. Well, brother, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I could get any darker than I am right now. But, hey, I'm not really in the market to see if I can get any darker than I am. So I'm pretty good about that. But, yes, carbon intake is probably not good for the complexion. Might turn you a shade of blue if you are of a lighter melanin. Okay, we don't want to kill you. We want to make sure that you guys are definitely safe. I apologize if it sounds like I'm a little sick. Kind of had me one of my moments today, man. I'm just getting this live stream out because I wanted it to be done today, not tomorrow or the day after. Whenever I have something, I need to bring it to my table and I need to get it out right now. All right, so I'm glad that you guys are in here, you know, enjoying the stream. And again, make sure you get the likes up. Awahudu says, be aware and try to stay away from the ice they use in your drinks. Well, yeah, in most restaurants, you got to be careful with the ice because if it does come from the faucet, you know, H2O, probably not all that safe, you know, XYZ and 1, 2, 3, you can already link that all together. The water, you know, the ice, got to be aware of all of that. Rayman said, be aware of the aswangs. Now, the aswangs, that's funny. Those goddamn, those myths kill me. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with aswangs, let's talk about that for a second. Even though it's jokingly funny, Filipinos believe heavily in the aswang. I know my girl's mom does. It's just crazy. Give me a second, guys. We're going to talk about the aswangs real quick. And the aswangs. It says that an aswang is an umbrella term referring to a shapeshifter, evil spirit in Filipino folklore. Vampire, a ghoul, a warlock, a warlock or a witch, or a different species of a werebeast. It is subject to a wide variety of myths and stories. Oh yeah, Filipinos believe in that aswang shit. I wouldn't say you need to be wary of it, but if you want to have an interesting conversation with Filipino people, bring up aswangs and ask them what they think about it. Please ask a Filipino what they think, a Filipino or Filipino, about how they feel about aswangs. Some of them will say, it's BS, but the 99.9% of the time, they'll tell you that they've seen one or whatever. And it's going to be a pretty interesting story nonetheless. Eyes on, I see you in the building. My man Van Turner, what's going on with you? People talking loud outside. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but yeah, they out there screaming. Eyes on says, get those likes up, good people. Appreciate you guys getting likes up. My man, sorry, my lady Rona says, beware of Dr. Quack. Are you talking about the quack doctors in the Philippines? Because they have a couple of them. And when we talk about quack doctors, you know, those type of doctors that believe in the herbal remedy of fixing things, you know, like your mom or like a cousin or a relative that believes in fixing everything with calamansi juice. In the Philippines, they believe that anything and everything can be cured with calamansi or calamansi leaves and shit like that. It's pretty funny. Ask them stories about quack doctors, or tell them that you're sick of some shit and then try to run over to one of your girlfriend's Filipino relatives and tell me they don't have a home remedy already whipped up to help fix some shit. Tell them you got an illness or like a limb or like some pain in your joints or some shit. They'll whip you up some shit real quick and tell you to drink this. I love Filipino home remedies. I don't think that shit work for me, but you got to be careful because they're definitely going to bring those to the table as well. Rainman says, be wary of the ladyboys. Yeah, you know, they exist and they're very aggressive, man. I do not like that at all. Dr. Mike is not the type. If I say I'm not interested, please just give me my space. Don't ask me why. Don't know none of that extra shit, because I swear, my girl will fight you. That's the funny shit. She will fight you. She don't give a shit. She don't care if you a dude or not. She will square up and punch a motherfucker quick. She could fight, man. I'm scared of her, but but it's all love. Van Turner says dwindles around termite hills. Also, okay, yeah, you're right. I know what you're talking about. My man Dubsy says stinkfoot is the real concern. Can you explain to me what stinkfoot is? I really don't know what that is. You gotta give me a fair understanding because I'm not too familiar with that. I'm sorry about that. A Wahoo said on the flight carry sterile wipes. Yes, hand wipes, sterilizer, hand sanitizer. He said the service tray on the plane is loaded with germs. You don't want to get sick just as you arrive. Very true. My man Daniel says ISIS has gotten much more powerful recently. More than 100 foreign fighters have came since January. ISIS has also been sending millions of dollars of support. Yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff too. You got to be careful with a lot of people like to believe, oh my God, Philippines has declared martial law. What are we going to do? It's just a normal day in Davao City. Nothing really changes when it comes to martial law, but you do need to be aware of the things that are going on around the city, things that are going on around the in the Philippines, going on within it, causing people to have some concerns. I respect the concerns, and I know that this is something that needs to be dealt with quickly. I hope, and it's something that needs to be recognized. And you need to know that this shit is in the country. I can tell you that I haven't had any issues with it, and I believe that you will not. But I'm not going to sit there and act like this is something that is not going on in the country. I will never sit there act like, oh, you guys need to. Don't worry about that. Blah blah blah. It ain't gonna bother you. I'll never say that because I kind of feel like everybody needs to be aware of the situation and everybody needs to be aware that shit like this is going on in the country. So ISIS and the Abu Sayyaf or Saif, however you pronounce it, that shit is real. And I read the newspaper every day and I hear about fights and all kinds of shit, man. And I think you guys probably hear about it too. So recognize that it's here, recognize that it's real, but definitely make sure that don't let that deter you. And again, quick question, would you allow things like these things to be aware of? Would you allow that to deter you from traveling to the Philippines? Yes or no? Let's talk about that too. Leave it in the chat so we can get to it. My man Smooth Riffs in the building. What's going on, man? He says protect yourself from sexually transmitted fluids or magnums and double up. Yes, we weren't trying to go on the females tonight. We're not worried about the females, but yes, diseases such as venereal diseases are definitely running rampant. So you got to make sure you guys are careful with that. My man Elijah Robinson, what's up, Doc? He said listening while on the clock, man. Don't get fired don't get fired, man. I can't afford your bill. I can't afford to pay your bills, brother. Don't get fired because you're listening to the good doctor. But thank you for coming in and thank you for tuning in. My man refers to himself as Blade the Real Man, Mr. LOL. Appreciate you coming in, man. You say you're new. Welcome yourself to the Dr. Mike TV family. Make sure you subscribe. Check out all of the bullshit that I put together. I think you'll find some of it interesting. Maybe you'll find some of it just bullshit. But enjoy your time over here on the Dr. Mike TV channel, and I hope to see you again sometime. Wahoo says, if you play with the bar girls, know that condoms will not protect you from HPV, which you can catch on your skin around your horse or around your house. Guys, we weren't trying to talk about women, but I see where you guys are going. Rayman says hepatitis does not come from street food. It comes from unclean utensils and plates that was used by someone with hepatitis and not clean for the next user. So it's not the food, it's the plate. Okay, well, like I said, this is information that's new to me. I had my hepatitis shot when I was a kid. I just didn't know what I was getting it for. My mama just told me, boy, take the damn shot. And I did. And that's it. My man Arizona says, before I go to the Philippines, I make myself sick on purpose so I can get a 15-day supply of antibiotics. You know what? That is not a bad idea, though. If you really want to make sure that you get something, hold on, let me talk about that real quick, because it's funny as hell, but it's real. If you want to make sure that you're protected and you have the antibiotics that work for you, aka the American branded antibiotics, you might want to do some shit like that. I mean, I wouldn't say get sick on purpose. That sucks, but it would definitely make sure that you get what you need to make sure that just in case you do get sick, you have everything that you need. So it's not a bad idea. It's kind of fucked up because I don't like being sick, but if you got to, do what you got to do. My man Daniel says the NPA has also made roadside bombs near Davao, and they do ambush the police, and they are in all parts of the Philippines. Foreigners have a chance of being killed in a crossfire because it happened before. Like I said, I'm not gonna act like the shit ain't there. I'm not gonna act like shit doesn't happen. It does depend on how you travel, where you travel, and when you choose to travel. It is in the Philippines, but if you know your areas that you're traveling into, you'll pretty much get a general idea that it's okay for you to go to these places, or if it is not okay for you to go to these places. Like I said, when I go to Davao, I stick to Davao more so. There are places that I will not go past. I will probably never go past Digos in Davao del Sur unless I'm flying somewhere else. There's nothing past Digos that I need in Davao City, and I've been to Surigao del Sur, never had any issues traveling up that far. I heard Siargao's pretty dope, but I've I know the places that I feel safe in. I know the places that are not safe, and I think you need to really do your research and really ask your local people. Ask your locals or ask somebody who actually lives there if it's okay for foreigners there, or do they know foreigners there? And if they do know foreigners there, try to see if you can get any information so that you can contact that foreigner for yourself and ask them how they feel about being there. All right. Rona says we have flat rates for public transports. Yeah, I mean when you ride bicycles and trikes and shit, like 7, 8 pesos. I think the Jeepney now is 10 pesos flat rate, and then it goes up as things go along. But you just got to be careful with all of that stuff. My man Daniel says people say Jensen was safe, but there was a bombing in September. All right. Like I said, man, every place has its moments. I talk about how safe Davao is, but people want to shit on me because there was a bombing there 3 or 4, like a few years back. Like I said, the Davao night market bombing was the last one that was there. And then people like to bring up shit that happened like 20 fucking years ago. So, I think that every rural Mindanao area has probably had some issue or concern about that before. But you just got to make sure that you are careful. All right. Sorry, guys. I see my man 11 serious. What's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through, and I'm glad that you were able to make it. He says, after checking my DOD shot record, I've gotten every preventative shot under the sun. I'm good to go. Hey, brother. Hey, that works. Make sure that they all updated and you good to go, man. I think you'll be straight as far as that's concerned. The only other things, that you can protect yourself from are the one things that you need to be concerned about. Again, like with the dengue fever, like I told you guys before, that stuff doesn't have a cure. There's no medicine for it. That shit just has to leave your body naturally. And I've known a couple of foreigners to be, they come down with that. And most of the time it affects the locals, like Filipinos, more than it affects foreigners. I haven't really heard of foreigners dying from it yet, but I know that some have been severely sick. Like I said, I don't really keep up with it, but I know I probably should. Rona says, well, security is tight and now especially that a national election is coming. Jesus Christ, another election. I am not looking forward to that. He says to just have to be more vigilant. Don't go to conflict areas. Many of you guys, if you know about what happened in Maguindanao, tell me if you remember the Maguindanao massacre. Maguindanao massacre. If you remember that, press 1 and tell me what you remember about that. That was fucked up. Okay, that was really bad. Basically, a family that was going against another family in the area killed the whole fucking family, massacred the whole fucking family. That shit is crazy to me. And that was in the Mindanao region. Shit's crazy out here. But again, it's in certain areas. You got to be careful with the conflict areas, like Rona says. My man Daniel says you cannot trust Philippine news when it comes to kidnapping and terrorism because they actively lie and downplay the threat. I have an article to prove it. Like I said, I mean, nah. I mean, you gotta get your information from like other reliable sources. Maybe the news is not the best source all the time, but you'll definitely be able to find some places that will give you the information. Like I said, man, people like to downplay everything in every area to encourage foreigners to continue traveling to the country. But again, these are things that you need to be aware of. Be aware of the fact that somebody gonna lie to you about some shit. Be aware that somebody gonna lie. They're gonna lie to you about some shit to get you to come there and spend your money. Of course. Awahudu says, have a mindset that taxi drivers are shit, rip off con artists. True. Never let them influence you to go somewhere other than what you plan. They make a commission with certain destinations. True. And they could also end up trying to set you up for a kidnapping. You never want to put yourself in a situation like that. Again, you're going to have to use taxis one way or another. Just make sure they start the meter and make sure you pay attention to the meter. Okay. Please be aware that the taxi scam is real. I've heard too many people cover it. Hell, I did that video myself like one that was within my first 100 videos, I believe, the whole taxi scam thing. So definitely make sure you be aware of that. It's even in my book, my first book for first timers to the Philippines. Guys need to make sure you check that book out for sure. So I've talked about it on many different occasions. You guys have to make sure that you be aware of the tax scams when it comes to your time in the Philippines. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna try you. They're gonna try you. They'll either ask you to give extra. The meter's gonna be shit, or they're going to try to get you with the flat rate. Oh, just pay me this and I'll take you wherever you want to go, or I'll take you to your destination because if I start the meter, it's going to be more expensive. Trust me, been there, done that. Happens a lot more in Manila. I've never had that happen to me in Davao. Just a quick FYI for your information. Rayman says Stinkfoot is stepping in a dirty puddle of water in the streets. Beware, especially when wearing sandals or non-water repellent shoes. Those dirty water puddles can have some nasty things in it. Okay, thank you for explaining what Stinkfoot is, because I was all over the place with that shit. My man Daniel, man, somebody disliked my video, bro. Just a damn shame. I'm a tisk and call it a day, man. I knew somebody was gonna hit me with it. But again, guys, I see we got 21 watching right now, guys. Please make sure you get the likes up for the good doctor. He would highly appreciate that. If you guys want to support the channel, you already know how to do so. But of course, the good doctor is happy that you come through and spend just a little bit of your time with him today. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. My man Ran64, what's going on, brother? He says, hello, Mike. Can I go down the street in Davao and yell out loud, I need a hot, sexy woman now? Will that be wrong? Yeah. First of all, maybe too many people won't understand why you're doing it and what you're doing it for. And then once they realize it, probably people will look at you like you're crazy. I don't think anybody will jump you because you just said a hot, sexy lady. I think a bunch of guys would probably be like, yeah, me too. Me too. You'll hear a bunch of that shit too. Hashtag me too, bitch. That's pretty much what it would happen. Rayman says hepatitis can be transferred from the saliva of a carrier to the next user of unclean utensils or cups and plates. Touche. Didn't know that either. Daniel says, I will still come to the Philippines, but I will tell everybody about the Abu Sayyaf or Sayyaf and other groups so that they are informed. But I also want to keep Philippines foreigner free. Yeah, me too. I want to keep Davao foreigners free, and so far it's been working. So far it's been working. Nobody wants to come to Davao, so I'm gonna continue what I've been doing when it comes to my Davao crusade. I'm gonna keep Davao foreigner free. We're gonna make Philippine vlogging great again, bitches. Remember that. It's not MAGA, but we're gonna make this shit great again. Rona says, just know the conflicted areas and make sure you are with locals when you travel outside of Davao. Yes, make sure you have somebody with you. Don't do that shit by yourself. Did you guys hear that story about that adventurous Christian traveler that was trying to spread the word of Jesus Christ to the people in Sentinel, whatever that place is? Dude got shot with arrows and dragged around the island until he was dead. That's not the type of shit I want to happen to me in the Philippines, bro. I am really not for that shit. I am not trying to die. So make sure you with somebody who knows people before you go into those countries. I'm not saying that's gonna happen to you being pelted with arrows because Philippines has guns and shit. But make sure that you go with some people who know people, because I don't want you getting in any type of situation like that. That shit is just not cool, bro. Not cool, bro. Awahudu says, be aware that the best day to fly into Manila is Sunday. Otherwise, be ready to deal with Manila traffic. Let's not talk about Manila traffic, man. Can't do it, won't do it. My man Malcolm MJB in a place to be. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love to your boy. Um, yes, Rand, that shit was crazy. That Maguindanao massacre ain't nothing to F with. Those people, that was the craziest killing I have ever heard of. That was in my time of living in the Philippines. I have never heard of anything so crazy in my entire life. Eyes on, what's going on, man? He says my goddaughter is in Morari. Well, she can stay in Morari because that's in Iligan, and Dr. Mike don't go past Cagayan de Oro. Iligan just don't seem like the place for me. People say, oh, it's safe. And I think one vlogger or YouTuber went up there and, spent some time up there, and he was pretty cool, but he was with some locals. Remember that. He ain't go by himself. But yes, Marari is definitely in the heart of some terrorist shit. He said she went to college there to get back at me for not getting her in America on time, so I'll be slapping her. Hey, man, time out now. Shit. If she went to MSU, Morari State University, that's actually a pretty decent school. So, I mean, don't shit on her for getting an education, okay? Whether she went to school there or not, she put herself in danger. I know you want to make sure you do right by people, but damn, Morari State University is actually not a bad one. I did a conference in Cagayan de Oro, and they had a whole bunch of representatives from that school, and I thought that was pretty cool. Rona said, my dad used to take that Maguindanao Road as a shortcut from south going to Davao, but we always avoid driving there in the dark. Jesus Christ, the Maguindanao massacre is crazy. Craziest shit you'll ever hear about in your life. My man Tim H, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you coming through. Rayman, you're right. They killed their political rivals, family, and the media that were with them as they were in a convoy to apply for political office. See this shit? Took out a whole fucking family, and anybody who even posed a threat, the media who could have covered it, dead. Oh my god, that was the craziest thing I ever heard of in my life, guys. That was some scary shit. Like, Maguindanao's in Mindanao, so yeah, that shit won't right to me, but it was crazy. Yeah, I didn't remember if it was 2009, but yeah, it was. He said, I saw the video and picture. Did you know there was no justice after 9 years? Are you surprised? Are you surprised? The shit was crazy, man. Brand 64, you asked me if you can have 100 girlfriends in the Philippines. I wouldn't recommend it. And because every Filipina knows each other for some god awful reason, I don't think you'll be able to get away with it. There you go, Rayman. North Sentinel. I couldn't say that shit. I got like a bad affliction today. I can't say shit. But yeah, that Sentinel Island, North Sentinel Island, that dude died. I don't want that shit to happen to me. Not on my list of things to do. Again, these are things you need to be aware of, conflict areas, so that you can avoid shit like that. Everybody knows your ass don't need to be going to Sentinel Island to try to visit no Sentinelese people. They don't want to see you, and I think that they said that the people had low immunity to like diseases and stuff, so they don't really let people come in there and stuff like that. So yeah, he came over there, and even in the letter, he said this motherfucker said the craziest thing in his letter. The guy who died said, if I die on this trip, do not come and retrieve my body. This motherfucker must have knew he was gonna die. He knew what he was doing was dangerous, but he want to play games with these people. And I'm not really sad about it, because you put yourself in that situation and you didn't have to, because you're a thrill seeker. Yeah, you lost your damn mind. You said the man who went to that island should have died. Eyes on, he did die. he did die. He shouldn't have died. He actually did die. Raymond says that the Sentinelese, if I'm saying that right, are an uncontested people that want to be left alone and attack to kill all trespassers to their island. I am not mad at them for doing that. He said uncontacted, not uncontested. Okay, uncontacted. Rona says you have to hold your breath as you pass by Maguindanao area in the middle of the night. Well, as long as you're not anybody's political rival, you might be okay. I guess. Maybe. Maybe not. My man Daniel says that, is it the Andaman islands. The tribe has been cut off for 60,000 years. They were the first humans to leave Africa, the people that killed the missionary. Okay. Raymond says anthropologists do not even know what language they use as they don't seem to understand the language of the neighboring islands in the Andaman Islands. Touche. Everybody throwing together some history shit right here. You see, this lets me know that I got a smart group of motherfuckers that rock with the good doctor, and that's what I like to hear. I see we got 24 individuals watching, guys. Please make sure you get the likes up for the good doctor. You know, likes are free, and Dr. Mike would highly appreciate that. See, everybody coming in here with some philosophical shit, trying to make me feel like I got a smart group of motherfuckers who follow the good doctor. And that's what I like to hear. People who go and provide knowledge and provide good information to the chat and to anybody who catches the replay and anybody who catches anything that comes out of this particular live stream. Because today we are talking about things that you need to be aware of in the Philippines. Earlier, we spoke about diseases in the country. Earlier, we talked about transportation with the whole smog shit and how that could really fuck you up. We talked about the different climates that go through the Philippines, the hot and cold, and all of that shit, and how that can make you sick. We've talked about a lot of different things. We've talked about traveling outside of traveling in conflicted areas, making sure you have somebody with you, a local that can talk that lingo and get you through some shit. And you also want to make sure you have probably a good amount of money. I'm not going to say a lot of cash on you, but what I will say is you want to make sure there might be somebody who might want to try to get a bribe out of you. So it's either that or a bullet in the head. So you might want to just go ahead and take the bribe. Go ahead and put the bribe out there from. Yeah, Malcolm, I'm shaking my head too, brother. I'm shaking my head too. Awahudu says, be aware that if you book a hotel online, your final price can be 20% higher after they add the tax and service charges. That's why I don't like booking hotels online. A lot of people were getting on me about the Airbnb, but at least I know my prices when I book an Airbnb. But I understand that some people have some bad experiences with Airbnb, so I'm not mad. Everybody's gonna have different experiences, but I was just saying that shit worked for me. Didn't have no problems. What I saw is what I paid, and the last thing I want to do is pay no damn 20% higher charge because that shit wasn't included when I booked my shit online. That's what I don't like. If I want to pay for something, tell me what I'm gonna pay for, and I'm gonna make sure I pay for it, and I'm gonna get for it what I want. You feel me? I don't want to pay extra fees for shit. I'm very anal about paying extra for anything. Do you like anal, Dr. Mike? Don't ask me that question because I don't know why the hell I felt somebody was going to ask me some dumb shit like that. But I get very anal retentive when people try to charge me extra for shit that I did not ask for or service charges on stuff. That's why when I go to restaurants that have service charge, I get a little tense, but I'm like, fuck it. That means I ain't leaving no tip then. But yeah. Rayman said he was shot at by arrows on his first 2 attempts on the island. This man went 3 times. Man, he deserved to die. I'm sorry. And I hate to say that because that's rude. But this man did this shit to himself, man. He said he was hit on his first try by an arrow, but it hit his Bible. That was God giving him a sign to turn the fuck around and value life. But he didn't do it right. But it's all good. Daniel says Marari is still destroyed. Nobody can still go there because of unexplored bombs, and the refugees are getting pissed, and some are even joining the Abu Sayyaf. I told you, man, I will never go to Iligan ever. Not just Marari, but Iligan, period. You'll never catch me in that place. You'll never catch me past Cagayan de Oro. I will go to Cagayan. I will have my time. I will be happy, but I ain't going past there. Fuck that. My life is way too valuable. I value life way too much to put myself in a situation where something bad could possibly happen. I don't think they'll kidnap me though, because I ain't worth shit. Like I ain't got no money. But I'll tell you this right now. You ain't gonna never see me going anywhere past anywhere that's gonna put me in a situation. They might just shoot me just because. You know what? I ain't got time to catch no bullet. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in the ghetto, which I did not, I don't dodge bullets, bro. Why the fuck? I said, look, if I ain't gonna die in my own home soil, man, I ain't about to die over no stupid shit in the Philippines, okay? That's what I want you guys to be aware of, too. Don't do stupid shit in the Philippines. That's gonna get your ass in trouble. Be aware that just because you are a foreigner, ladies and gentlemen, that your ass ain't gonna be able to get away with everything. Matter of fact, you may be able to get away with nothing. I don't care how much money you have in your pocket. Some things you cannot buy. People take some shit very, very seriously. So just because you are the foreigner or the foreigner with a lot of money, don't think that you're gonna be able to get away with everything. Please, motherfucker, don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't disrespect yourself or others. Mm. If you want to know how she attended the Marari University, I don't know if she did or not. I just said that if she did, that's actually not a bad university. Rayman said it took the boy 3 strikes to go to Sentinel Island before he finally realized what the fuck was he thinking. Oh my god, I can't stand stupidity, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call fuckery out when I see fuckery because that's just ridiculous, man. You know for a fact they tried to kill you twice before. He go keep going back. What you think was gonna happen? And anybody, you know what? And actually, I did hear this on the news the other day that the person that kept bringing them to the island was gonna be charged for culpable murder. I did hear that. So the person that kept bringing him back to the island, even though these people wanted to be left alone, was going to be charged with culpable murder. That's some crazy shit. But welcome to the wonderful world of stupidity and people who live in it. I mean, you gotta use better judgment. That's all I'm saying. Daniel says that some parts of the Philippines just having a P9 is not enough. You must have armed guards. I say stay in your home country. Philippines is dangerous. Daniel and his efforts to try to prevent people from coming to the Philippines. Thank you, my brother, in your in your forever your efforts to prevent people from coming to the Philippines, but I think it's too late. They already done figured it out. Mm. Owahudu says, be aware of the Japanese sushi in the Philippines. It sucks. Bro, I'm not even a sushi guy, so I think I'll be all right. Owahudu, did you ever eat at did you ever go to the Vikings buffet at SM Lanang? They have a sushi bar there. And I wonder if you tried it. I just want to know if you actually tried it. I mean, because if you tell me that sucks, that would probably be the best sushi that they have in the city. And sometimes Filipinos don't quite do other food genres very well. They do some pretty good Korean bulgogi. They do some pretty good stuff, but sometimes they don't master American food. Sometimes they don't really get the food from other countries well, and I don't really expect them to do well with other foreign foods because that's not their food. You understand? So that's definitely something to take into consideration. Owahudu says you got to be aware that Davao women have a tinge of Chinese and will mesmerize you. Yeah, most of these girls in Davao do look half Chinese to me. I like it. It works for me. Fuck it. It's weird, but my girl kind of looks like she got some Chinese in her. That's weird. Now that I think about it. But she don't. She don't. My man Malcolm says, truth is we can't stop catastrophic events from happening whether we are near or not. Like I said, man, my pops used to tell me some of the craziest shit ever. My pop told me the fucking craziest stuff ever. And when my dad talks, I stop looking. Listen, my father told me, man, you never know what's gonna happen to you. You can fucking fall out of the bed and break your neck and die the next day or die that day. You feel me? So my pops used to tell me, shit, motherfucker, when it's your time, it's your time. I'm like, Pop, what the fuck that mean? If it's your time to go, it's your time to go. So if you're gonna allow yourself to be scared of going places and doing things, then fuck it, man. You might as well be scared of life, period. And I was like, that's kind of some real shit, because if it's your time to go, it's gonna be your time to go. Like when it comes to people coming to visit other countries or traveling, and the reason that they don't travel is because they're scared because they never been somewhere. Or they might be scared, oh, this is gonna happen to me in this country. I usually go by what my father told me. When it's your time, it's your time. I mean, there ain't nothing you could do about it. Like Malcolm said, man, events are gonna happen whether you were near or not. So please, if it's your time, people. That's all I can tell you. Daniel says, please don't listen to Becoming Filipino YouTube guy. The guy is a complete what? Retard, his advice will get you killed. He basically says go to bad parts of the Philippines and lies about it. Are you kidding me? Hey man, he's got a lot of people who love him, bro. You better watch your mouth, man. People over here gonna get mad at you for talking that shit. My man, Anti-Gravity in the building. What's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love to the good doctor. See, we got about 22 or is it 19? One of these numbers. People watching, please make sure you get the likes up on your way in. Dr. Mike would highly appreciate that. My man Raymond says if you get captured by the Abu Sayyaf, they will ask you, do you want death or to no? If you choose death, then it will be death. Raymond, I am not about to read that shit out loud, bro. My man, BGC Mike, check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love, man. Travel Squad, what's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love as well. It's always good to have you guys in the building. Wahoo says you also need to be aware that you will lose sleep in the province with roosters and dogs making noise all night. Yes, if you ever go to the provincial areas, that damn rooster, cock, whatever you want to call it, that thing don't never stop cockadoodle doing and shit. He'll be up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning just screaming at the top of his lungs. I mean, I didn't live in the province. You guys saw where my house was, but my neighbors had cocks for cockfighting. This dude put his chickens out. I think they're chickens. I don't know, hens or whatever. Damn thing croaked all night long. And that was my wake up call. Every time he went off, that was time for me to get up because I couldn't sleep anymore after that. Or when you got to be aware of your neighbors who play karaoke all night too. That was always my biggest pet peeve. Can't stand karaoke. I'm sorry. They made me hate karaoke, guys. How could you take something so pure and make me hate it? But when you run that damn machine all night, knowing that nobody's singing on it, but the damn thing is still plugged in, and y'all motherfuckers running that all night long, oh, I'm gonna go crazy. And my neighbors used to do that shit all the time. There's a noise ordinance in the city of Davao, but where we live was just outside, technically, the city. So it didn't apply there. So what kind of crazy shit is that? That was my life right there. Karaoke. Be aware of your neighboring karaoke machine. I was ready to kill that damn thing, but he rented it, and I didn't want to, mess up somebody else's stuff. Well, man, Malcolm, you was scared to fly, man. I've had some pretty rough runs, man. I've had some pretty rough runs on the plane, bro. So, yeah, I know. I've had some scary moments, but yeah. Hey, man, Daniel, don't gas me up, man. I ain't gonna make it happen, but I'm gonna do what I can. I think old boy is a cool dude too. I mean, but to see old boy go to those places like Marari and shit, I can't fuck with that though. I can't fuck with that either. Nah, I could never go there. But he do be going to some dangerous places, and I think people are believing that shit is safe, and I don't believe it. I ain't playing that shit. Not playing. I ain't in the mood for that. Basayang Hilaw. Oh, okay, I know what you guys are talking about. Oh, guys, I'm just listening. I'm looking at the comments. Hey, what's going on, Jeff? Appreciate you coming through, brother. Thank you. Oh, you guys are talking about a YouTuber. Okay, I was trying to figure out what the hell y'all were talking about. They truly do, Rayman. I know a group of guys who do missionary work, and they learned the language because they were located in Cebu, so they only speak, like you said, Bisayan and Cebuano. I forget what they're called, but they're a group of missionaries that actually learn the language by traveling that way. You're right, Oahu dude. Please be aware of any of your vices, smoking, drinking, women, whatever it may be, because it will be amplified, because it'll be cheaper to acquire that than it probably would be in your own home country. Getting cigarettes is relatively cheap, 70 pesos per package. Like I said before, drinking is definitely something that is easy to come by because the local branded beers, gins, rums, and things like that are definitely cheap, probably averaging out less than 100 pesos. You can get Ginebra gin on a little pint size fifth or some shit for some really really cheap prices, and then most people mix it with cool it like a lemonade or some shit like that. So yeah, you're right. Vices can be definitely amped times infinity and beyond when it comes to life in the Philippines. No shit. Shout out to my boy John Jones. It's his birthday, man. I hope he catches this on the live stream. My brother, thank you for being a part of the team and thank you for the support that you put behind everything that we do here, man. And thank you for being here. Rona wants to say happy birthday to you, and I'm giving you a happy birthday shout out too. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for being a part of the team. I always say 28 is a special day for sure. Well, Ray, man, I feel like if you guys are going to the way I think of it is like this, man. If you're going to be in the mission work and stuff like that, you got to learn the language of the place in which you're going to be. And I think it's almost impossible for you to go to a place and, you know, I mean, it's possible for you to go to a place and they not prepare you for the dialect of the area in which you're going to live in, because you got to be able to communicate with the people in the area, communicate with members of the community and stuff like that, so that you can help them in the best way you possibly know how. So immersion classes, if like I said, you can probably find classes that can teach you in the United States, but I feel like there is no better teacher than learning on your own. I mean, it's free for you to just how can I say it? It's free for you to just, get some books. Well, not free, but you can go on YouTube and there's some pretty decent learning tutorials that you can find online as well. I learned by listening to tutorials while I was falling asleep at night. That's always the best way that I believe it's going to work for you. I don't know if it's going to work for you, but I feel like that's the way it works for most people, listening to it in your sleep, trying to retain it, simple shit like that. Rand 64, if you're trying to keep women that you find to be unattractive from hollering at you, if you really want to do that, you got to do it like they do in any other place in the world. You have to be kind of rude to them, number one, or say something very, very inappropriate to them. And it'll be like, I don't like him. Yeah. If you want to turn a woman off of you, yes, you might have to be rude or inappropriate. See me, I don't have that problem, so I'm straight. I do okay for myself. Travel Squad says bring cigarettes with you. Nah, man. Don't bring your own cigarettes because you can get them cheap in the Philippines. You don't have to bring your own cigarettes. I don't think you should have to. More people would probably bring them from here to home. I mean, I don't know if they smoke the same. I'm not much of a smoker, but yeah. I'm pretty sure that that pretty much comes true. Rain Man, stop convincing people to become Mormon or Latter-day Saints, please. Please stop. You go have that man up in Utah committing to some shit he may not be ready for. So my man Road Traveler says, Dr. Mike, people need to buy Bacillus clausii or clausii. Sorry, to help with the bacteria in the Philippines. It is a probiotic. Can get it at Mercury Drug for 9 pesos each. Will prevent from the runs. All right, guys, make sure you take note of that probiotic. It's a probiotic known as Bacillus. Is it clausii or clausii? Can't really get that right. Clausii or clausii. I don't know. But yeah, man, you guys need to use that if you have issues with the food and stuff like that. Definitely could help you out. Um, Travel Squad, yeah, it's easier to learn when you're on the ground. I do agree, but I had some books though that were pretty helpful. But you're right though. I mean, if you don't have anybody to communicate with to continue using it and practicing and making sure you have the right dialect or the right tongue or whatever it may be, yeah, it could definitely be less beneficial to learn it, but not have nobody to speak it with. Well, all these damn languages are close to the same. Cebuano, Ilongo, and Bisayan are all the same. I can't do it. Oh no, man, you will not find Bisayan tutorials. Hell, I even tried to look for Bisayan tutorials, or instead of looking for Bisayan tutorials, look for Cebuano. Don't look for a Bisayan, look for Cebuano. They're roughly the same damn language. You'll find some tutorials on Cebuano because they are the exact same language, okay? But yeah, Tagalog is easier to find, no doubt. Anti-gravity says, Dr. Mike, how do I start an international HOTM stretching from the US to the Philippines? Bruh, your guess is as good as mine, bruh. I ain't even gonna try to figure out how the hell you gonna make that work. I think you got the magic, man. I think you'll make it happen. Teamwork made the dream work. Rand64 says, Mike, is it possible to go to a huge mall there and come away with 100 phone numbers? If you go to the Mall of Asia, yes. You said a huge mall? Go to the Mall of Asia. I'm pretty sure you can get 100 numbers. You want to know how you get 100 numbers? Act like you're selling something like a condo or some shit. But yeah, anything's possible. I wouldn't waste my time trying to get 100 numbers. That's too many. And you won't even remember what these girls look like. You be asking to ask, what's your Facebook again? Do you have a Facebook? How can I contact you or some shit? Tell them you're a hip hop artist and you want to make a video with them in it. There you go. That's how you get 100 numbers. Tell them you're looking to make a music video and you want her as the leading lady. You'll probably come out with 100 numbers easy. Raymond says he wanted to learn that language that the Mormons teach their missionaries, so I told him to join if he wishes. I mean, man, gonna do what he gonna do. I just don't think you have to join a faith of any kind to. You don't have to join any faith to learn the language. Goddamn, Malcolm. So South Korea is the first place to legalize medical marijuana. Get the fuck out of here. Philippines is probably high on that shit. Where my boy at when I need him? Awahudu says, final note, be aware that your money will be amplified and will bring out your true core, generous, malabog, honest, conniving, or contempt. Yes. When you have a little bit more money to your name because your dollar goes a long way in a new country, chances are it'll definitely display your true character. I believe that. Travel Squad, he just has to, well, he shouldn't say he's a hip hop artist, but he should probably say that he's making a music video and he's looking for a leading lady. So that's a good way to get 100 numbers. He can show he needs to come up with a bullshit video to post on YouTube so people can see it, so that people think that he's actually for real, and maybe that'll work for him. I see we got 29, 30 people watching. I just looked up 1 minute I was at 19, now I'm at like 30 or 29. So you guys make sure you get the likes up on your way in or on your way out. Dr. Mike would highly appreciate that. So let's call their language Messiah. See, it's too much shit to remember, Rain Man. Just tell them dude to learn Cebuano. That's what I'll tell you. Anti-gravity says, do you know how many people in Asia asked me if I was Kobe? He said you could be swimming in Punani and say you Kobe's cousin or a rapper. I'm telling you, I say this time and time again, and I stick to it. If any Filipina, and I didn't want to talk about women, but if any Filipina says you look like a celebrity, just milk it. Say that's your cousin. I don't care. Use it to your advantage, man. It's not a bad thing. If they say you look like them, then fuck it. I look like them. Say I'm your cousin. That's my cousin in there. They're probably not gonna believe that shit anyways. But because you look like them, or if you look like somebody that a girl would be openly willing to sleep with, yeah. Just say you look like that person. If she say you look like them and they like them like that, shit, milk it. Sing one of their songs and shit. If somebody says you look like Usher, I wouldn't say sing the song Let It Burn. That would probably be the worst song to sing. But dude, you got it bad or some shit. You know what I'm saying? If they say you look like Kobe, go to the basketball court wearing the jersey, but don't play no basketball. Just wear the jersey to the court. Somebody say, "Oh, you look like LeBron James." Buy a LeBron James jersey and just wear the damn jersey. You ain't got a ball. Just wear the damn thing. Just because they say you look like him. You know, it's just that simple, man. The girls are melting their panties over some shit like that. Swift says, I'm a man Swift 30SF. What's going on, man? He says, what are some of the real dangers out there? Dangers, diseases, like I mentioned earlier, like dengue fever, the smog getting you sick, certain things you need to prepare for, like the street food, drinking the water, the ice cubes and stuff like that, and like these local places might not necessarily agree with your stomach, so you want to make sure you have some antibiotics and stuff for that to kind of cover yourself on that. We talked about a bunch of things, man. You might have to catch the replay to get everything that you need because we kind of covered a lot. I know, man, a Wahoo dude dropped some serious things in the chat, and I made sure that I read them, but he was definitely providing some pretty decent material for you to actually take into consideration. Ran64 says he just wants to be himself. If you think you can go to the mall and pick up 100 numbers, bruh, go ahead, man. I just think it's a waste of time because you'll never figure out. You'll never be able to get it right. I just feel like it's just too much work, man. You'll never be able to remember all 100 girls' phone numbers that you did. I was just trying to give you a quick way to get to from beginning to end. If you wanted to get those 100 numbers quickly, you can spend all day if you want to, my G, but it's all good. All right, Wahoo dude, man. Peace out, my brother. Thank you for coming through and showing some love. He said, what's cracking in these YouTube streets? Nothing but the same old shit, man. Dr. Mike talking this shit, doing what he does best. 25, that's doable. 25 numbers, very doable. 100, that's a stretch, my G. I mean, because you're gonna run. You want to know what you're gonna run into. If you try to get 100 numbers, you're gonna run into the same girls that you got numbers from, that are gonna see you getting numbers from the girls. So that's why I say it's not worth it for you to try to get 100 numbers. Chances are one of the other 100 women that you actually got a number from is gonna see you trying to get a number from another girl or they friend, whoever they with. So why even waste the time? Malcolm says just throw some dope shades on and look important. That is true, Malcolm. All you got to do is look like somebody and you're pretty much good. He says, Rayman says, which LeBron jersey should he wear? The Cavs, Heat, Cavs, or Lakers? I think the Lakers. And I'm going to say that because, they really do like Kobe Bryant over here. So that purple and yellow is rather popular. So I think I'm going to go with the Lakers one. The Olympic jersey, probably not. Something that says USA on it, blah. But I think the LA color, the LA yellow, or that purple and gold, yeah, that should probably get them right. All right. My man Anti-Gravity says jealousy is no big deal. Just tell her the truth. You are one of many women I am dating right now. I'm not sure how beneficial that'll be. I understand being truthful and shit, but I don't know how real that is. I don't know how cool that'll be. I don't know. If you guys feel like you could get away with it with that kind of honesty, go ahead, man. But I tell you right now, if I told my girlfriend that she was one of 100 other girls I was dating, I don't think that's gonna end well. So, I'm just being real. That just don't sound like something that would be probable. It's something that even sounds right. I would never tell a girl that she's one of 100 or one of many girls I'm dating. Just does. I mean, I get it, but it just don't seem right. World Traveler says out of 130% will be ladyboys. So that means 30 numbers you get. That's funny. 30 numbers will be ladyboys. That's fucked up. Probably true, though. Probably true. Daniel, man, just hit me up in Facebook, bro. We'll see how we can make it happen. I know I've been I've been having a couple of people reach out to me and try to do some live streams and shit. I just haven't been able to really put anything together right now because I've been kind of busy. I wanted to get these topics out in particular before I start doing the one-on-ones again like I've been doing. And like I said, man, I'm gonna try to figure out how it goes. But Daniel, just reach out to me on Facebook. You already got my shit. Ran 64, bruh. 25 numbers is doable. Just being yourself. 100 is doable. Just being yourself. But 100 at the exact same time in the same location, same place. Not sure how that's gonna work out, brother. That's what I will say. Who gets the silent treatment? Anti-gravity says the silent treatment has never worked on me and it never will. She can talk to me when she is ready, and until then I will do what I want to do. Yeah, me too, man. I don't give a fuck about that tempo silent treatment shit. Bruh, my life goes on. My life goes on, bruh. I love it, man. I wish, you know what? The silent treatment is actually absolutely the best thing that could ever happen to a man. Because for once, the chick is actually being quiet. That's what I'll tell you. No disrespect, but when I don't have to worry about hearing somebody talk to me, that's the best. I get shit done when that happens. When I ain't got nobody bugging me about shit, best time of my life. So you should embrace the silent treatment. When they give you the silent treatment, use it to get shit done. And Malcolm, I'm still antisocial, bro. I'm antisocial as hell. I'm antisocial as shit, Malcolm. So I'm good, bro. I don't even talk to people. I barely talk. I talk to y'all because I can, but yeah, it's all good. I don't really talk to a lot of people. Like, you want to give me the silent treatment? Shit, you're doing me a favor, honestly. Keeping it real, man. I just let them give me the silent treatment. Daniel, I told you I deal with the silent treatment, man. The silent treatment is a time for me to get shit done. I'll be like, damn, she ain't talking to me. I'll be thinking about what I did. I'll address the situation when I'm ready to deal with it. But most of the time, I get my shit done first. I get everything that I need to take care of done before I address the situation. Because most times, once I have to have that talk, that's going to be the rest of my afternoon. This is the way my life is. And I will tell you how it'll probably be for you. If your girl gives you the silent treatment, chances are you better do everything that you need to take care of that day. Because I promise you, on the stack of Bibles, your whole afternoon is going to be having a conversation with her. Once it's time for her to talk, she gonna take up the rest of your afternoon. All right, I'll tell you that. This is from experience, people. When the silent treatment comes, it comes. When it's time to actually talk, just expect that at least the next 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, you're going to be having a conversation. And I hate talking, man. I hate being repetitive and shit, but you're going to have to sit there. You're going to have to listen, and you're going to have to do responsive listening. And that's one thing I hate, having to do responsive fucking listening. You know how you have your standard answers? Yes, babe, I know. I didn't really mean it. We're just going through something, and I still love you, blah, blah, blah. You got the responsive shit where you actually got to participate in the listening. So you actually have to pay attention to what the fuck they say. Hate that shit. Even though I love my husband, but I'm just saying though, when we go through those moments, that is not the best of times, because I know my whole afternoon is going not gonna be able to get shit done. I'm gonna have to focus all of my energy on the conversation, and I hate when I can't multitask. I hate it. I fucking hate it. But that's life, guys. Something you need to be prepared for it. My man Swift said, "Is being loyal a trait in the Filipino woman? Most Filipino women are, or yeah, like Daniel says, most, but not all." Malcolm, ain't nothing wrong with being antisocial, bruh. Ain't nothing wrong with being antisocial. Shit, it's a part of life, G. I love that shit. Makes me happy. I don't like talking. I swear to God, I don't like talking half the time. I do my live streams because it's fun. But most of the time, I'm not really a social dude. I like to be by myself, spend time alone. I spend more time alone than, anybody. So I enjoy it. So you should probably just take that time to get shit done. Anti-gravity says, I'm a quiet guy, general, but for some reason I've dated women who are huge talker, not sure how I attract them to me. Because they know you gonna sit there and listen, bro. That's why. Oh, Bonnie and Clyde, loyal. Yeah, you'll find some women like that in the Philippines. Hey, what's going on, Wallace Life, man? That's for sure, man. If you saying what I said was true, you gosh darn right, people. Telling you, man, expect your whole afternoon to be done. You are not gonna leave that house. You're gonna have to repeat yourself, man. And I hate repeating myself. I hate doing that shit. If there's one thing that pisses the shit out of me, it's when I have to repeat myself in a conversation when it's part of the conversation that I really don't want to have. So I'm like, yeah, I love you. We just going through something, and I love you, and I didn't mean it, and shit like that, just to smooth it over and make it right. You got to have your standard answers already put together. I think one time I got in trouble for that because I was trying not to listen, but I had to. It's a fact of life, B. You got to get your answers together. You got to get your life right. And I hate active listening, bro. Hate it with a passion, man. It's fucked up, bro. Rona says, I don't think that's the right way to deal with the silent treatment. It is not the right way, but it's the only way. For me, I use it to get shit done. And I understand that women who go through the silent treatment, they're doing it because, you did something that upset them and they really love you and all that stuff. Rona, it might be for you, baby, but I'm telling you right now, the silent is just a time for me to get things done. Oh my God, this is the time for me to get shit done. That's me. I'll be working. I'll be good. I'll be good for like an hour, 2 hours. I'll close out everything that I need to do for the day. If I got to do some online shit, whatever it is, if I got to go out, I won't. No, I won't go out. I know that I'm not leaving the house either. That's the one thing about the silent treatment. I can't really leave the house because let me tell you what's gonna happen if you leave the house and you leave her while she's mad. I mean, my girl's not a destructive chick, so she ain't gonna break shit in the house. I ain't gotta worry about stuff like that. But the calling and the consistent calling and texting and all that. Oh, you don't care about me and all of that. Oh, how could you do this to me? You see, I'm mad and you leave me here by myself. Oh my God, I have to hear that shit in text messages and then 100,000 missed calls and shit. Now you want to talk to me when I leave, right? Come on, man. I'm telling you, that is you, Rona. If that's love language, man, us as men can't deal with shit like that. Now, if I want, I'll talk when I'm ready. But like I said, I use the silent treatment to get shit done because I know that my whole afternoon is shot. I know I'm not leaving the house after that. We're gonna have to order in dinner. Something's gotta give because I'm not leaving. I'm probably gonna stay in that bedroom all damn day trying to figure out what the fuck can we do right. And that's it. That's it. The Wallace Life says, and if it's all he said, and if it's at night, you won't get no sleep. Hell nah, man. Have an argument about 10:30 and shit, man. You'll still be up in that bitch 4:30 in the morning. Talk about I gotta go to work in the morning. I don't care. You don't care about me and my feelings. Get the fuck out of here. Now you want to have the conversation. I swear to God, I blew up one time. I was like, oh my God, now you want to have this conversation? You want to have this conversation right now. Babe, I'm trying to go to sleep. Now you want to have the problem? Now you want to talk to me when I'm trying to sleep? I've had moments like that too, and they suck. That's why when arguments happen, you better try to dead that shit as soon as possible. Malcolm, you're right. You'll never hear the end of it, bro. 30. No, brother. Don't bring no marijuana to the Philippines. That shit will land your ass in jail. Please don't. Please don't. Just don't. Rand64 says when that happens, tell her you need a 5-minute run to relax. My girlfriend know I don't go running nowhere. She already knows I'm trying to escape. I got to come up with a good escape plan, though. My man Tony Towers in the building. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. He says I give the silent treatment in return. Like I said, man, the silent treatment is just a way to get shit done. Y'all think I'm playing? I be getting a lot of work done when the silent treatment comes. Raymond says, "Give them the silent treat. Give them the silent treatment. Will teach her not to give you the silent treatment in the future. Be the man and don't give into it. Let them come at you with the affection when they're ready." Oh yeah, man. I'm not gonna jump all over them. Like I tell you, if I have a problem, I'll tell you exactly how it goes. In the Go Dr. Mike TV household, this is how it goes. If there's an argument, or if I know my girl upset about some shit, here's what happens. And this is the playbook. I'll tell you exactly what happens.
I like to address the situation on point. I try not to let it, go on or fester. If I know something's wrong, I'll get in her face and I'll ask her, look, tell me what's wrong so we can talk about it now. I don't want this to ruin the rest of our day. If she don't want to talk about it, I said, baby, you better tell me now, because I don't want this to ruin the rest of my day. I'll ask her 3 times. You get 3 chances to answer the question. On that third time after I ask, I'm fucking done with it. I said, you know what? I said, look, if you ain't gonna talk about it with me right now, you better fix your face because we ain't gonna talk about it then. That's when she got to come at it. And she got to either tell me what it is or she gonna have to sit there and keep being quiet because I don't really hear anything after that. I go quiet. So, if you want to play that silent treatment shit with me, it doesn't necessarily work. And yeah, it's cruel and rude, but she gotta, you gotta make sure that your woman understands that that type of behavior is unacceptable. If you have a problem, let me know what the problem is so that we could deal with it like a couple should. That whole tempo shit is just boring. After a while, it's just played. Nobody needs to deal with that anymore. But yes, women know game. Everybody's got game. I do agree with you guys there. Oh man. Let them know they do not control you and that you are in charge. True that. Rayman says I play the silent treatment better than them because in reality I don't need them. Oh yeah, 30 man. I know Cali be rolling up them serious trees. But don't bring that shit to the Philippines because they throwing people in jail for that shit. They throwing shit people in jail for that. Mm. Rayman, you crazy. Pimp C and Bun B, Malcolm. Pimp C and Bun B. Daniel, man, stand your ground, brother. Stand your motherfucking ground. Don't lose. Yeah, you got to make sure that you are still the man in the relationship, okay? Know that. Know that. See, but for me, I could see the thing is with what you guys are talking about in the chat right now, I try to find middle ground with that where you can use both. It could go one way or the other. I try to find middle ground. If it's just like a text or something like that, I can put together a text and call it a day. I'm the master at that shit. I had to learn how to text in the Philippines because people don't call there anymore. So you got to learn how to put your words together in a text, and that'll definitely help you out too. My man Trent Knight in the building. What's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love to the good doctor today. I think that we have touched on everything that we wanted to touch on. I know we didn't touch on everything that you guys should be aware of, but I think that we've had a pretty decent live stream today. Positive vibes, good energy, the way that the good doctor likes it. So I'm going to go ahead and shout my people out. If you guys have anything else to ask or talk about after I do my shout outs, I will definitely address those accordingly. So shout out to my boy Malcolm MJ being the place to be. My man Trent Knight just coming through and showing some love. Appreciate you being here. My man Anti-Gravity 74. My man Daniel as always. Rona, pleasure to have you in the chat, baby. Thank you for being here. My man Swift representing that Cali love. What's going on? Especially a big shout out to my man Rain Man, showing everybody he got ice water running through them damn veins today. But I feel you, brother. You got to be strong. You got to stand your ground and keep that pimp hand strong. I agree 100%, Rona. No disrespect, baby. I understand what you're trying to do. But at the end of the day, Daniel, he's just got to understand that sometimes women aren't like you. That's what I'll say. Maybe, maybe for you, it means that you're just being affectionate, but that is not always the case for many women. So, I understand how you feel about it, but that may not be representative of all Filipinas. So, appreciate you, and I definitely appreciate your comments. Rand64, what's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love. My man, The Wallace Life, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the Dr. Mike TV team. You're highly appreciated. Let me get these shout outs and let me make sure I touch everybody in the most inappropriate way humanly possible. My boy BGC Mike, Mr. World Traveler, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being in the live stream tonight, man. It's a good one. I'm glad that you guys were here today. Please make sure you get your likes up on the way in or on the way out. Making sure I didn't miss anybody. If I missed anybody, please leave your comments in the chat section. When I scroll down, I'll make sure I get it. Oahu dude, man, always a pleasure, brother. I know you're not with us now, but thank you for being here. Travel Squad up, appreciate you being here, my brother. Thank you for being a part of the team, coming through and showing some love to the good doctor today. Who else we got in the building? I'm gonna make sure I touch all of y'all in the most inappropriate way possible. You know how I do over here. Once again, showing my boy John Jones some love, man, on this birthday, man. November 28th. Happy birthday, brother, man. I know you're not in the chat with us, but I hope you catch your shout out repeated. My man, Jeff Lee Brown was with us earlier today, man. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for showing some love to the channel. Uh, let's see what else we got here. Gotta make sure I touch all of y'all. Just give me a minute. Raymond. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I didn't read that comment. I was late, guys. I'm sorry. I missed that one. Who else we got in the building? I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said, make sure you get the likes up, guys, because we're definitely talking about things to prepare yourself for and be wary of when coming to the Philippines. My boy Izon was in the building. Appreciate you being here, brother. I don't know if you're still with us, but thank you, my man Tim H. Appreciate you being here. I'm gonna get you all. Just give me a minute, guys. Yeah, I got a headache. 11 series, brother. Appreciate you being here. My man Blade the Real Man. Blade the Real Man. LOL, man. Thank you for being here. Welcome yourself to the family, my G, and make sure you come through and check in with the good doctor whenever whenever we go live. I appreciate you being here. You already know the rules. Once you're part of the Dr. Mike TV family, you're our family for life. Sometimes I may not like you. I might treat you like that distant cousin that I don't like seeing at the family reunion, but sweet fucks with you nonetheless. Smooth Riffs, man, always a pleasure, my brother. Thank you for being here. My man Van Turner was here earlier. Of course, my man Chicken Choker, we'll just call him Dub C for short. Appreciate you being here. I know my man David Webb was in the building. Byron Hall, appreciate you, my brother. Of course, Andy was with us. I don't know if he's with us now. He's probably talking to his girl. That boy Love Sweet talking his chick, man. He killing me. Derek, man, always a pleasure, man. I always appreciate the love and support you give to the channel. My man, Mr. Bendover himself. I love the name, but I'm going to have to come up with a new one for you. And with that being said, I think we've touched everybody in the most inappropriate way humanly possible, like only the good doctor can. Just tell them, shut up and take it, bitches. Shut up and take it. All right. And with that being said, let me read these bottom chats real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and close it out. My man says you got to be the captain, the president of the household, and run it that way with wisdom, authority, and bottom line. True that. Daniel, man, you got a lot of binge watching to do, brother. We got 400 videos, but we good to go. All right, Ran 64. Peace out, my brother Rona. We love you, girl. Don't worry about it. You know you're always part of the family. We do what we do. Hell, bruh. Smooth. Hey, my man Swift. You know what's funny? I haven't seen any. I mean, and when I mean cooning, I'm talking about the pants halfway down your ass with the do-rags and all that shit. You know, that typical shit that make people dance a jig and look fucked up to me. None of that. I've never seen any of that here, but I'm not saying that they don't do it. All right. Rain Man, that particular video, when I watched it, it was just really dark to me. Maybe I was checking in at the wrong part of it, but I'm gonna go back and check it in. Hey Liz, how are you, baby? Thank you for being like number 23, guys. Make sure you get the likes up on the way in. All right, the Wallace life, man. I guess I'll be seeing you in 2 years, brother. Don't worry about it. The good doctor will always make sure that he got some time to, link up with you and the wife, and we could definitely have a double date or some shit. World traveler always would take the robust. Yes, life is not complete without robust in your life. The best over-the-counter medication you can get. No prescription needed. Yeah, but I did know that the homie was going to do the interview with Dennis Rodman's dad. He's always talked about it. So yeah, I got people yelling outside. I'm sorry, guys. It's all good. Showing love to Tagum City, man. I love Tagum City. The Big 8 Hotel is my favorite hotel on God's green earth. When it comes to Tagum, I can't stay in any other hotel because every other hotel in Davao City, in Tagum City sucks. But right, Yeah, the latest video was dark with the father. That's why I couldn't see anything. That's why I didn't really get a chance to watch it through and through, but I did check it out. My man says, "What about the coons that self hate? Haven't seen too much of that, bro. To be honest, I don't see too many African Americans in the Philippines, guys. Being honest with you, I see a lot of Africans. Nothing wrong with that. I see a lot of them, but a lot of them have cultural pride, so you ain't gonna have too much self hate with them. But as far as Black Americans, we're a limited bunch out here. You see another Black American, it's a rarity. So you don't really get to see too much of that. And most of them are older. Most of them are retired military and stuff like that. The ones that I have seen. Other than myself, I haven't seen too many people that are Black American that are, that are not, retired military or have some type of service and whatnot. So yeah. No, I didn't go to the new malls in Buhangin yet. That's just too damn far from where I'm at. And that's how I said as long as I got a Breeza and SM Lanang, I'm happy. As happy. Yeah, Swift, I'm being 100 with you, my G. There aren't too many young African American guys in the Philippines. Like I say, they like rarities, man. They're like eclipses. You see them motherfuckers every now and again, but not quite. I don't think that you should. Hey, the name, you're funny, man. But leave that man alone. I've come and gone with that one, man. I'm good. I have nothing else to say on that particular situation or that particular individual. So if that's the name, don't wear it out. All right. All right. I think the good doctor is finally good. I'm tired as hell right now. I didn't get a chance to sleep very good last night. So, with that being said, I feel like the good doctor has touched everybody in the most inappropriate way humanly possible. If I did not, please make sure that you get the likes up. I'll definitely make sure I give you the proper shout outs you so rightfully deserve in future videos. Just let me know. Leave any comments in the comment section below. Like the video on your way out. And with that being said, the good doctor is officially out. At least Nako. Paalam, which means we are going now. Bye bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita mabuhay. And don't forget to take your vitamins and your robust. Peace.